so far today. What are some of the trouble spots? What are some of the spots we didn't expect to see, Rob? They have definitely had you extending the length of your voice over the main so far.
You know what? For me, it's just been the fact we've had enough awesome braking opportunities. 4, a lot of passes in turn number 7, and Mike, even a couple over in turn number 8. They're sketchy, but they get the job done.
Yeah, exactly. They get the job done if you get started in 7, right? If you get a big run, you can get next to them. And as long as there's a respect, which we've seen all day, the racing was phenomenal through 8. Then things get rolling through 9 and 10. Calamity Corner earlier, but now probably some of the best racing through 10, 11, and 12.
No doubt about that. Xander, the last complex of corners, right? The last quarter has been exciting to all the main events here today.
It seems to have done exactly what they were hoping for, make it a bit racy, right? The last sector last year was pretty single file. It was tough to get through, no doubt, but with the widening of the circuit, the widening of the groove, the racing's been phenomenal. This truck's going to cool off a little bit, obviously.
technical issues right now with our broadcast, so we'll get things happening here. Beautiful day here today, as we know. Everybody a little bit wary about what we can potentially get here over the weekend, but I won't use the R word right now. Let's stay away from that for now. Qualifying this morning. Rather, the practice sessions this morning. The practice sessions will now into qualifying. I'll update you on the results we've seen so far. The drivers in the KA100 Master category onto the racetrack right now. First group is already done, so we'll have the full field here. Ben Cooper, number 431. He knows how to win here in Las Vegas. The Allison Performance Group driver P1 right now with a quick lap of 50.477. Under a tenth of a second quicker than John Bonanno in the number 472. Ariel Castro now up into third. Chris Wareheim fourth, and Clay Settles rounding out your fast five. Checker flag going to fly this time around, so this will be it. Final lap for the drivers here. Cooper still on top, watching for the remainder of the drivers to come across the line. I think that's it. Ben Cooper, pole position. Gets quicker on the final lap as well. A 50.406. John Bonanno in the second spot with a 50.562. Ariel Castro in the 479 P3. Chris Wareheim and David Goldman round out the fast five. Great to see Goldman out there, that number 478 Magic Cart. A hard wreck in the practice session. Big bent axle, but they were able to get new tubes underneath him, and he goes back and responds with a P5. 50.732 for David Goldman. Scott Falcone up into the sixth spot, the Orsalon Racing driver. Clay Settles holds on to seventh. Travis Irving now up into the eighth position. Martin Stone, former winner back in 2022. Stone now up into the ninth spot, and then Miguel Mir rounding out your top 10. Top drivers like Renato Jader David into the 12th position. From the first group, Paul Elefante, 13th. Great job for Paul, 50.899. Other drivers to watch out for. Charlie Fonseca coming off a win at Rock Vegas a couple of weeks ago. Mario Barrios, 15th. Carlos Calderon was quick, 16th. Four-time Supernats winner Kip Foster with work to do. He will start in the 17th position. I think, Mike, one of the key things is, as we know, this is a Supernats. It is a 5-day marathon to get to Super Sunday, but you can kind of change your entire storyline. The strategy is going to have to go off strategy if you have a mistake in qualifying. If you find yourself way back, like Mardan back in 28, that's not where Lauren 2 expected to be. Now he's on the back foot. It's going to be a much different approach for the heat races if you make a mistake or have some issues in qualifying.
You talk about having issues. On the flip side, being able to rebound from those things. How about, like you said, Goldman, literally the rear axle tore out of the go-kart after having contact with the wall, comes back with a top 5 qualifying. So guess what? Reset button. Oh, breathe a sigh of relief. We're good.
Roll out onto the racetrack right now to get things going. You can see multi-time Super Nationals winner Ben Cooper getting ready to roll there as well. As we set to fire things off for the drivers here in this Master category, KA100 Master. Great field here, and a number of drivers more than happy to get ready to battle it out for the race win in that class. So we'll roll them out here momentarily. See, there you go, firing them up right now. Get them on track and have a look at the grid as they get set to go. Ben Cooper, RPG Cosmic. A little live timing update for you here. We'll get things rolling. Drivers will get that single lap in to try to build some heat into these Vinco tires. Remember, coming off the warm-up, Mike, they're on another different set of tires. Now they bolt the tires back on, their official race tires that they used to qualify. Here's your grid right now. Ben Cooper starting on the pole alongside Ariel Castro. be Chris Wareheim and David Goldman on row number 2. Scott Falcone starting third alongside John Bonanno. Bonanno qualified second, but got a pushback that moved drivers up a little bit. He'll start in 6th. Good speed out of the comp car driver. Row 4, Travis Irving and Martin Stone, former winner here in 2022. Miguel Mir and Piers Baldus will cap off the top 10. Moving to the next row, row number 6, Clay Settles, top driver from Newcastle Motorsport Park, starting 11th alongside former winner Renato Yader David, while Paul Elefante and Charlie Fonseca coming off a win at Rock Vegas, starting in the 14th spot. Mario Barrios and Carlos Calderon will be on row number 8. Guido Elostando and Mingyan Zhu on row number 9. Christian Bomir alongside Jarek Wang, another former winner here in Masters competition, starting in the 20th edition. 4-time winner Kip Foster as well. We'll start on it'll be 21st. Anthony Stifler and Brent Harper on the next row. We'll have Morgan LeBaron and Andrea Elefante there. Paul Montopoli and Lauren Mardan well back. Look at Mardan. Trouble for him. Mike, some kind of an engine issue, I believe, in qualified. That's not where you would have expected Mardan.
Yeah, we saw him exclusively in the top 5 at area all through practice. So not what he wanted to get things rolling. So watch out for old Larry to make moves to the front.
Yeah, he's going to be on the move in a big way early. There's the drivers working their way out of the final corner. They'll line things up and get themselves onto the straightaway here. And again, it is Cooper on the inside, Ariel Castro on the outside. Would have been John Bonanno. Had some contact on track late in that session. Bonanno had a pushback, moved him back 4 spots. So Bonanno, look for him in that comp car to be quick. Field set. Time to get things underway. Green, green, green. And Cooper will lead him through turn number 1. Up on the side of the curving as well, coming through. 2, 3 wide into turn 2, 3, and into 4. Little contact to the back there as up to the back of Castro has allowed Cooper to get 4 or 5 kart lengths and 4 or 5 drivers involved. They get 6 all involved. Look at the hard impact on the driver there right in the middle of the racetrack. Hopefully he's all right. He hit hard coming out of turn number 3 over to turn number 4.
Yeah, we saw one driver spin out. A very interesting spot to do that. I wonder if it was one of those scenarios we try to cut back down and lose time. Falcone out of the top 5 has now gone around. It is all happening here on lap 1.
Scott Falcone around over in turn number 10, a driver we expected to be in the fight for the race win or potentially a podium. He is down as well. Cooper out to the early lead.
That hit we saw was the 411 Bo Amato. Bo Amato on the 411 that front end was really wadded up on that thing. I think he was the driver that went around.
Then Cooper leads, Castro second, Chris Wareheim up into that 3rd spot. Martin Stone 4th, Travis Irving holding on to the top 5. You see John Bonanno there as well, trying to fight his way forward. Looking at how this lead group is kind of settling out. That is that next group for 6th, 7th, 8th on back. Goldman, Bonanno, Jotter, Mir. As Clay Settles is into pit lane in the 4:24 horrible start for Clay Settles as he goes to pit lane. A disastrous P1 for the driver who faces out of Newcastle Motorsport Park.
Falcone was at the front. Settles was at the front. Several drivers having issues. You can see drivers trying to stay in line now. Maybe we get a lap under our belt without a bunch of shenanigans going on. There is a move of Werheim up there to P2. He's going to try to set sail and hopefully catch back up to Cooper. Werheim, we saw him very, very quick in practice. He did not have the quality he wanted, so he's got the pace to do it. See if he can make those inroads to Cooper.
I talked to Chris yesterday evening, and he very happy with the pace they had. Got checked up a little bit, I believe. I think he said he was on a flyer that he believed would put a P1. And he got checked up with the driver spinning in front of him, I believe. But yeah, just a little bit of an issue there in qualifying. Let's have a look at the replay here at the side. This is the start, the replay of the start. Let's see which driver ends up going around. Some contact further back, right in the middle of the racetrack.
That was
Look at that driver sliding around there, waiting for the contact further back. Now we've lost that there as we're following them through. Yeah, so Settles got looped around, but I think that was of course the start of it all. The melee afterwards, drivers checking up. We had at least 6 drivers involved coming out of turn number 3 over to turn number 4. In fact, we'll have let me scroll down real quick, Mike. Drivers involved: Derek Wang out already, Bo Amato, Tom Gerstner, Juan Cantu, and Kyle Yasitsky not getting an opening lap in. Other drivers falling back: Diego Pelosi and, of course, Clay Settles, as we know, heading to pit lane.
On the other end of the spectrum, you got David Shorn up 15 spots from 30th to 15th. Shorn getting things done. Certainly had a little bit of help with the issues that happened there, but Shorn's making moves. And speaking of making moves, There's one right there. That's the 490. That Barrios, I think, might be Barrios in the 490 making that move right there.
Mario Barrios up on the wheel as well. More contact for the back driver slowing coming out of turn number 10. The hairpin, I think that might have been Montopoli. Another driver into pit lane here as well. Man, chaos happening here. That's the 449 into pit lane. We'll pick up that driver's name for you momentarily. But indeed, number of drivers off. The fight up front is clean thus far. Cooper, Wareheim, Castro, Stone, and Irving, the top 5. Wareheim trying to see if he can't eat into a 1.2-second lead for Ben Cooper.
Craig Vasquez, that driver pulling in early there. That was the 449 you were just talking about. Yeah, you see on the breakaway right now, you got Cooper, Wareheim, Castro, Stone, and Irving. They've got about Irving's got a 1.3-second advantage over Jodre David. David P6 right now, and right now the top 5 just eking away a little bit, spread out nicely. They're not doing a whole lot of battling, and that's what's allowed them to stay up front. Irving, a couple of looks at Stone there for P4, but hasn't made the hardcore move yet.
Yeah, indeed. Martin Stone, winner back in 2022. He knows how to get these races done. You don't need to win the opening heat race. You need to gain those spots to move yourself forward. You need a couple drivers who have done that. And you mentioned David Shorn up 15 spots. Lucas Urbani up 12 positions as well, capitalizing on some of the early chaos. Scott Falcone now back into the 25th position, so able to continue on. Laurentiu Mardan up into 28th. I don't know what's going on with Mardan, as he has not been able to gain as we expect. I think both of you and I figured he'd be on the move getting forward. 28th right now for Mardan.
Yeah, he's not making any inroads. No. So that means there's got to be some kind of either power plant issue or something, because he was absolutely in the conversation. And as soon as qualifying kicked off, we haven't had the same Mardan since then. But on screen right now, you can see there's Bonanno actually, I think, in that comp car trying to hold back the field. And even further back, a very, very upset, I think it's the 401 there. I think it's Calderon. Carlos Calderon, hand in the air all the way down the straightaway, probably about a defensive or blocking maneuvers he feels in front of him.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a move to the inside. John Bonanno getting a spot. But yeah, Carlos Calderon not happy at all. Like, listen, we're coming down the straightaway. You know there's a camera right on us. And he's literally getting driven into the barriers. Look at this stuff further back. Man, that is behind the 490 of Mario. So that's Fonseca, Calderon, Shorn, Goldman, all in that fight there. Man, David Goldman, remember him, he had that hard wreck in practice yesterday, but came back to 5th in qualifying. But he has fallen back quite a ways. Goldman now back into the 15th position, down 9 spots for starting position. Travis Irving on the move in that 485 as he's been able to get by the 441 of Martin Stone. So Irving now up into P4, looking good in the GFC.
Yeah, very patient Travis Irving as well. He was hanging out there behind Stone for a while. Now his dispatch the RPG driver and try to retain that little bit of advantage. Probably too late to go get the guys in front, but certainly showing some strength in the GFC. Want to see if we can get a quick look at four-time Kip Foster, the bright kind of reddish-orange helmet, because he's a driver moving on up. Already up 11 spots into the top 10. Foster trying to get that rebound after a tough quality. There's a move for P2. Castro taking a look. Warham's like, what are we doing? Well, I don't know. Ariel's like, hey, I'd like to get second, mate.
Listen, that's not where, if you're going to try to catch the leader, you don't make the pass in the final corner of the racetrack. We talked a lot about it yesterday. You have to be fast. The driver off. Oh, more contact. One driver goes off, and another driver right into the back of him. That's the 467.
So, Wu?
Is that Ming Yan? Yeah, 467, Ming Yan Yu. So he goes tail the field as well.
Yeah, and that was the exit of a corner. I couldn't tell which corner it was, if it was the exit of 10 or whatnot, but he was hanging out there in the barriers, and the other drivers came through, and it was the 414, Dan Jones trying to exit out and just banged right into him.
And axle there for Jones. He comes to pit lane. Let's get back to that move that really had Wareheim fired up here. The white flag flies. More contact. That is Montopoli in the 417 and the 479. Man, there's a lot of chaos out there here today. That battle, I think, for the 32nd spot. I'm not sure that was TJ Nevels. It might have been Matthew Curry involved as well. So that's back outside the top 30. But as we are on this final lap, that's not the place you want to make a pass. Another driver right in the middle of the racetrack. Wow.
I was about as surprised as Wareheim was. I mean, Wareheim went to the outside. Castro went to the inside. They are able to basically split the waters and get around him. Werheim with a hand in the air. He can't believe it. Last lap here, Rob.
Yeah.
This thing never quit.
The action continuing here in KA100 Master. They're all stacking up right now behind Ariel Castro. He's gone into second spot. Final lap, checker flag's going to fly. Ben Cooper going to come away with a big victory. Castro's going to hold on to second spot, and I guarantee you Werheim will not be happy with that. Martin Stone up there to the fourth position. Travis Irving fifth. Renato Jader sixth. John Bonanno not able to move forward. Seventh position. Kip Foster, though, he's up 13 spots. Mr. Four-time up into the, where do you end up in the eighth position? What do you got, Mike?
Look at that carnage.
Oh, let's have a look at this right now.
That is the entire front yoke off that
And
thing.
that's Kyle Yachinski. He is not happy at all. The contact there. That is 3 carts off the track, the 411, the 47, and the 475 as well. So, yeah, try to pick these carts up. 411. Who that is?
Bo Motto.
That's Bo. That was Bo's wreck from a long time ago. That's just the boneyard right now.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, the issue there for Paul Montopoli was involved. Kyle Yachinski involved, and there's a lot of carnage there outside the racetrack. Man, we're off to a wild start here in these 3 races we've had thus far. Crazy stuff. Let's have a quick look, though, at the run. There's your order up there right now. Ben Cooper with the win. Ariel Castro, he and Werheim, a little argy-bargy there, going second and third. Martin Stone fourth. He was able to get back by Travis Irving in the late going. Irving still in the 5th spot. Renato Jader in the 6th position. John Bonanno 7th. A big move for Foster from 21st up into the 8th position. Miguel Mir in 9th. And Pierce Baldus rounds out the top 10. Let's head down to pit lane as David Land stands by with our race winner.
For me.
It kind of went to plan, the whole finish. So I wanted to try and get that breaker the first lap. I'm usually pretty strong in the first couple of laps, so I wanted to try and get away because.
Cone, look at recovery from the issues in race number 1. Same goes for Clay Settles. He was a DNF as well. He'll start in the 7th spot alongside Travis Irving, Martin Stone, and Miguel Mir on road number 5. Talented drivers there in the KA100 Master category. Just outside the top 10, Pierce Baldus starting 11th alongside a multi-time race winner, Renato Jader David, Paul Elefante, and Charlie Fonseca on row 7. Mario Barrios and Carlos Calderon will be on row number 8. Kip Foster, 4-time Super Nationals winner, starting 17th. Good run up into the top 10 for him. Guido Elizondo alongside him on row 9. Mingyan Zhu and Christian Vomier on row number 10. Field navigating its way now through turn 7 and turn 8. Full field, as we know, Andrea Delafonte and Derek Wang, another Super Nationals winner, starting 22nd. Anthony Stifler and Lucas Urbani on row 12. Brett Harper and Morgan LeBaron will be on row 13. Row 14, Paul Montopoli and Lauren to Mardan. Looking for Mardan, trying to get himself back forward again after issues in qualifying. Jeffrey Bays and David Shorn on row number 15. Amato, bad wreck there in the last heat race. He'll start 31st if he gets back on track alongside Diego Pelosi. Field set coming out of turn 13 will work their way in here. And again, Ben Cooper and John Bonanno on the front row as they work their way here for heat race number 2 for KA100 Master. Nice slow start on the throttle, and they'll work their way down here into turn number 1. Cooper going to come away with it. Bonanno trying to hold it from the outside. Decent start so far. Everybody through. Nicely done. From the outside there, Chris Werheim. He can't hold on to a spot, and he does, Mike. Able to get himself back down into P4.
Yeah, exactly. He's able to carry the speed around the outside. Kind of that safe move if you don't want to worry about having that contact. And actually, similar scenario right there in corner number 7 by Travis Irving doing the exact same thing. If you can roll the outside, you might be able to stay away from some of that contact.
The other thing is, remember, a no love lost, I think, between Werheim and Castro that last heat race when Castro tried to make a move on him. Werheim makes a move to the inside of turn number 12 very quickly. Does not want to get those leaders go away. Chris Werheim believes he has a piece they can win here this weekend. Oh, trouble from a man. Tom Gerstner off the racetrack in the Magic Kart machine. Tom, I think, mid-60s? I always have to ask him every time. Love that guy. Love getting a chance to race with him. And here again for another Super Nationals. Good move there for Renato Jader. Able to kind of work his way back up a spot as well. That was Goldman, I think he was battling with.
Scott Falcone moved to the inside. He gets the job done on Irving. Irving look over the shoulder, slot in. Falcone needs another one, as you said in the lineup, having a rough heat 1. There's Werheim right there, third, just in front of Castro, and then we pick up David. He's rolling right now. Jotter made that move. We saw it last lap, and now he's already caught up to Irving, and the next one in his line is going to be Falcone if he get that job done on his Orsilon teammate. You see Goldman there slipping back a little bit, so Jotter got the job done, and now moving inside. No, not going to get it done in turn number 4. Irving able to carry the speed. Next opportunity is going to be turn number 7. Inside move. David crossover from Irving, perfectly done. Not making inroads though.
This is huge though for Scott Falcone, right? He was able to get by Irving. Now Irving getting obviously a handful here with Jotter, so they're battling it out for that position for 6th and 7th. That's going to allow Falcone to focus forward. Another move to the inside for Jotter David. RJD takes the spot away. He wants some help from Irving. He's like, listen, I'm faster than you. I know it. I got by. Now let's work together. And they exactly the same thing. Travis is like, go. All right, you got me. Let's go reel these guys in right now. Behind them is David Goldman, Clay Settles, and Miguel Mir. There's a move there. Clay Settles trying to get to the inside of Goldman, coming out of turn number 1. Here he is, Settles on the bottom of the racetrack. Goldman's going to get hung out to dry. The Texan, Miguel Mir, multi-time Texas KA100 Masters champion, trying to get himself in there as well, but Settles finally able to hold that spot away. Clay, tough one, as we know, the issue in the opening heat race. He's looking to see if he can't bounce back. Driver hard into the barriers on the outside of turn number 7. That's one of the TB kart drivers who just tapped the wall on the outside for the 486 potentially. Lucas Urbani, the driver off, hitting the wall on the outside of turn number 7.
Yeah, I did a little bit of that helicopter program. Looks like he's up and out of it. He's okay. But man, to go from carrying the speed to the outside to running out of room in a big hurry there, exiting turn 12, and it bit him.
Miguel Mir looking to the inside of Goldman. Can't quite get it done there. Right now, this will all allow Ben Cooper to pull away to a 4/10 of a second lead. Have a look at this here, folks. They come out of the corner, look further back, and you'll see it. Here comes out of the corner here, out of 7. Look further back. Driver's going to go just wide, likely on the corner. Oh, we don't see it. All right, thought we were going to get that. We didn't. The replay didn't show what I was looking for. All good.
For the back here, I think you got Martin Stone rolling through there. And Barrios as well. Big one in the wall. I think that's David. David running on the outside. He was out of room. Or was that Falcone, rather? I'm sorry. The two Orsilon guys. I think David exited out, and Falcone was still there. He was outside.
Indeed, Jotter's still P5, Mike. You got it. Wow. The two Orsilon drivers, Scott Falcone, is just not having any luck here as well. His second DNF of the day. We definitely want to have a look at that for sure. That's a bed axle there for Elizondo, a driver off here in turn 1 as well. That's one of the comp kart drivers off in turn 1, so a little chaos here. Midway through the race, 5 laps down.
I wonder if our guys will be able to hook us up with a replay on that one with David and Falcone, because unfortunately, Orsilon teammates coming together.
Here's the replay here.
Oh, I got it all wrong. I'm sorry. That was not David. It was actually Castro.
Oh, and he ran Falcone out of room on the exit of that corner.
Oh,
Scott's not going to be happy at all with that one. You guys have still got it in there. Guys, if you guys can re-rack that one more time, I want to let Mike have a look at this. Of course, our driver analyst, I want to see that was Castro and Falcone. So if there's any way we can re-rack that. Mike, have a look at this.
Yeah, they come out of the turn 12 deal. It's a move by Falcone. Falcone actually overshoots it. Crossover move by Castro. You know what? This is exactly like what Oliver Calvo said. Calvo said he got the job done, thought he cleared him. He did not, and exits out. And except for this time, it's Falcone in the wall and not the leading driver.
Yeah, it wasn't Ariel Castro. Castro went back over to do the over-under to try to take that spot back and essentially just pushed him off a little bit. You can see the barrier tucked out there. Hope those drivers can get a visual on that and not make a mistake there. But yeah, move to the inside for Falcone, tried to hold the outside, and Castro, again, he had the exit. Scott probably could have got on the brake a little bit there. That's going to be one of those kind of, up in the air deals as Castro was able to get back by. That's shaking things up. Ben Cooper out to a lead by 1.3 seconds. He's loving the chaos behind him. John Bonanno capitalizing from his off-pole second. Wareheim third. Jotter fourth. Castro fifth. Clay Settles and Travis Irving get the spot from Falcone's DNF. So Settles up to sixth. Irving seventh. Mir eighth. Baldus ninth. Goldman now in the 10th position. 7 laps down, 3 to go. Jotter just sent it up the inside there as well. As this is a good scrap right now. They are going at it.
Yeah, that's David. He got the job done on Werheim. Werheim now is also going to have Castro right in the conversation as they go down at turn number 1 right now. David, Werheim, Castro. That is going to be 3rd, 4th, 5th we're watching. Bonanno, as you said, capitalizing.
Yeah.
And hat tip because he was in the mess a little bit. This is a strong, solid P2 by him. Fending off the people at the beginning and staying with Cooper for the few laps.
Well, as I had said, he qualified second, but some contact late in the qualifying run activated his pushback. They got a 4-position penalty, dropped him from 2nd to 6th in the first heat race. He gets the off-pole position back for race 2 and 3. He is capitalizing. So he can do it again in race number 3, and he's potentially going to lock down a front row starting spot again to try to battle with Ben Cooper. Bonanno thinks he's got the pace to get it done, so indeed fast laps, 50.82 for Cooper. I'm making it 50.7. He just went purple, by the way. There's another driver into pit lane. Laura Mardan. Are you kidding me? Laura Mardan, one of the fastest drivers throughout Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, trouble in qualifying. There's Mardan. Oh, my, he's disgusted with the situation right now.
Yeah.
That's gut punch.
I'm hoping David Lang can maybe get a word with him and find out what the deal is because that's not where he belongs. It is the end of heat number 2, though. Here's the last lap, Rob. We're almost done with this thing. Another class act move to the inside, though. That's going to be Werheim getting job done on David.
Yeah, good move there for Werheim. Down to the inside of turn number 10. Here's that run up front as Ben Cooper going to come across the line as your race there, past one of the lapped carts. Then it's Bonanno coming home in second. And a good move there, as we said, for Werheim to take third away. In fact, Jotter lost another spot as Ariel Castro got through there as well. So Werheim third, Castro fourth, Jotter fifth, Clay Settles sixth, Irving seventh, Mir eighth, Foster again. Foster up 8 spots. He's just methodically working his way forward to try to make sure he gets a top 10 starting spot for the main event on Super Sunday. Foster goes to 9th, and Pierce Baldus rounds out the top 10. A couple of movers a little deeper in the field, Mike. Plus 10 for Kyle Yachinski, plus 15 for TJ Nevels. He's up to 29th. Plus 18 for William Isaias. He goes up into the 28th spot. Scott Carapoletti up 11 as well. So some of the guys further back taking care of some of the chaos and the carnage, able to come away with big finishes. But nonetheless, it was a 2.3 second lead for Ben Cooper. Kid's making it happen right now. I'll call him a kid because I think I'm 20 years older than him, so I can do that. He was my coach when I ran the Supernats as well. So Ben Cooper with the win. Bonanno second. Werheim, Castro, and Yoder. Don't go anywhere. More to come here on Kart Chaser. Bonanno, Ariel Castro, and Chris Werheim on row number 2.
David Goldman, remember, bounced back from that issue in practice. Now he's been rolling P5. Scott Falcone, Clay Settles, Travis Irving the next couple of rows.
Here's the update on David Goldman. David Cole from EKN told me this morning he has withdrawn from the race. That incident that he had during practice, 2 broken ribs. He tried to fight through it yesterday. He had a top 5 with 2 broken ribs. He will not start here for the remainder of the weekend. So that's your update on David Goldman. Tough.
What could have been there for him because the speed was there
Right?
with that little bit, that small mistake. We talk about the margins here around the barriers, and unfortunately you found the wrong side of it just to complete your top 10. Talk about Clay Settles, Travis